discussing some topic. We started discussing a topic about the stopping and the pausing rule of Quran recitation. How to pause and how to stop when you're reciting the Quran. So
We're gonna do Yahoo.
You said what?
Are we gonna do Yahoo today? Kahoot.
Yeah, we'll do the quiz right after the lesson. So just pay attention and so that you can get the most out of the lesson today, inshallah. Like I mentioned, we started discussing the topic of the pausing and the stopping when we recite the Quran. And this is something that's really important to be able to know, like the meaning of the Quran is intact. We are, reading the Quran the way the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam has read the Quran. And sometimes we do those pausing and stopping to avoid distorting the meaning of the Quran ayats, right? So we mentioned 4 reasons why we got to do that last week. Anyone can remind me one of them? Why do we have to pause or stop when we recite the Quran? Anyone?
Because if we don't, it's gonna mess up the meaning.
Yeah, so it distorts the meaning. Sometimes when you stop abruptly or you don't stop correctly in recitation, it makes the meaning look awkward. Okay? The reason why many people will stop like that and I don't feel any difference is because they don't really know the meaning of the Quran. Like if you say, I kill an ant because the ant beat me, or I kill a snake because the snake beat my son. That's a full language, right? A full sentence which makes meaning. But if you just say, I killed the snake, anyone that hear that without you having the second part of the sentence is gonna think that you're a cruel person, you're a very wicked person, right? Killing the snake, why do you have to kill the snake? What did the snake do for you? What did it do for you? Okay. So when you give it a full meaning of a full sentence of what actually happened, anyone listening to you will know what happened. Okay. I shot the thief because he wants to burgle into my house. I shot the boy because of this. Those kind of very, vague sentences, people can have it and recite in the Quran, especially for long ayats. And so when you stop and pause and the place you don't stop, the place you must stop, those kind of understanding gives a more better way to read the Quran in a meaningful sense, right? When something is read correctly. And sometimes when you read the Quran, when you don't apply those stopping rules, it's not that you're committing a sin or something like that, right? But it's a violation. You are violating the way Allah has revealed the Quran, and you are actually reciting it the way the Rasul Sallam has not recited it. So it's a bit of practical example of Quran reading, right? It's a different thing that you can read the Quran ayah, the words yourself, which is nice. You can pronounce the word, the letters, and all those things. But to apply
Another 30.
you said what? You said what?
Nothing, sorry.
Oh, okay. So we have, we mentioned this last week, okay, to rest our breath, to preserve the meaning of the Quran, to reflect on the ayah, to give emphasis, and to follow the tradition of the Rasul. So they are kind of like, brought 3-4 categories of stopping. So some stops are really compulsory that you don't dare not to stop there, right? Because if you don't stop there, you distort the meaning of the Quran. So anyway, you see a meme symbol on top of a word, it means you got to stop on that ayah, on that word there. Okay, so there are some symbols that will be preferred stopping. So like jim, or see that is some symbols we'll show you shortly. It means that it's preferred to stop. Some of them is like it's permissible. Some symbols are gonna be like a lam alif. You guys will see that. We'll show it shortly. It means you don't stop. You don't stop on that spot. So this is like a summary of those symbols. So I want to ask Khalid, or who's here, Aliyah or Hudwan. Have you guys seen any of these symbols before when you're reciting the Quran? Does it make any sense to you when you see them? Or do you think it's for any purpose? Have you ever seen them, or do you pay attention to them ever before?
We see them, but we don't really pay attention.
Yeah. So like you feel like it's just there, maybe it's just some artistic, beautification of recitation, right? Or something that you don't even have to be, you don't have to bother about. Okay, so it's not just for fancy purpose. It's for a reason that's best known to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Of course, we all say why we have to do that. So stopping and pausing is a tradition And also it makes us to read the Quran in a meaningful way. Like those examples I gave you guys earlier, when you say, you know, I killed the snake. Why did you kill the snake? What did the snake do for you? What does the snake does for you? Did the snake didn't do anything harmful to you? Why do you have to kill it? You know, when you say, oh, the snake bit me, or the snake bit my son, or bit whatever, you know, you give a reason, right? So that makes a complete sense. I'm not kind of putting the English word in similar level with Quran. Well, I'm just saying this is happening when you're reading the Quran and you stop abruptly or you stop without having recourse to the meaning of the ayah. So these signs, you'll see them. It is gonna guide you. We're gonna do some practice reading today, and we're gonna see some of those symbols so you guys can practice that. So this one that you're gonna see that like a meme symbol on the ayats on the word, it means stop. You must stop. You know, it's compulsory you stop there so that you want to give a complete meaning to where you just stopped. Anyway, you see this lam alif. Khalid, what is this letter here? Is it just lam or lam alif? Are you seeing my screen?
Yes.
All right, is it just lam or lam alif?
Lam alif.
Lam alif, all right? So when you see the symbol lam alif, it means the letter or the word that you're stopping on at that point, that word, you need not to stop on it. Don't stop, continue, or you know, you don't want to stop on that word. When you see this gene, it means you stop or you continue. You can either stop or you can continue. You're gonna see something like a sword, or sometimes they put like a tor, you know, like this on the Quran. You guys will see depending on what font you're using. It means it's better to continue not stopping on it. And anytime you see something like a cough or you see something like qida, like this, you see it. I'll show you just recently. I'll show you in a bit. So this means that you better to stop. But if you don't stop, that's fine. This one means you're gonna stop at one of those you know, three dots. So when you see three dots in a single ayah, it means you got to stop on one of them, not all of them. And the sign here that you see at the bottom means you got to pause, a slight pause. And we're gonna practice all this reading the Quran in a bit now. Okay, so I'm gonna start with you, Khalid. That's my favorite, right? Khalid. So what do we say this scene is indicating? When you see this small scene on the letter, on a word, what does that mean?
It means a silent pause.
A slight pause. A slight pause, right? So it means a slight pause. And this is when you read the Quran, it makes it beautiful and makes it more eloquent. So when you see the scene, it means you got to pause a little bit, not stopping. So pausing is like sakta, you know, like a brief silence with continuation right away. So the scene means like, you know, a slight pause on that word. So how will we pronounce this one here, Khalid? Pronounce this ayah here is in sort of Qiyamah. How do you pronounce it? So observing the scene on the meme there, how do you pronounce it?
وقيل
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وقيل
We've already learned the med. Waqila. You got to elongate it. Waqila.
وقيل من
Waqila.
وقيل.
So let me practice for you. So another person is gonna do it later. So this is waqila man raq. You see how I pronounce it? Waqila.
Yeah.
So you got to pronounce the med. So what do you see right after the qi here? Is it a ya or not?
It's a yeah.
Yeah. So is that a ya? Is it going to be pronounced or you will use it to elongate, to stretch?
It's used to elongate.
Yeah, you're gonna use it to stretch to elongate, right? So it's a med. So we stop on that man, right? So it's not mana. Waqila man raq. You know, I stop here. I said raq. Okay, and so this is the mad that we learned earlier on. It's called al-mad al-arid al-sukun in this class. You guys have not checked it earlier. Maybe you've not been in the class then when I taught it. So when you stop on a letter, you give a letter sukun. So وَقِيلَ مَنْ رَاقُ وَقِيلَ مَنْ رَاقُ. See? I slightly pause on that. وَقِيلَ مَنْ رَاقُ وَقِيلَ مَنْ رَاقُ. So pronounce the ayah, Khalid.
وقيل من راق.
Yeah, you see that? So that's called the sin symbol is a slight pause, indicating you pause a little bit to give emphasis. Hmm? You give that sin, so the sin on that word is emphasis. So the meaning of that ayah is really profound. When someone is about to die, the soul will be, oh, who is going to take care of this soul not going out of the body? So it's a question Allah is asking to us, all human beings. So who's going to take care of this soul that's about to die and not let it die? Ooh, no one. No one can take care of that soul, not let it go. Okay, so this is an emphasis and a question as well. وَقِيلَ مَنْ رَاقُ. Right, so read this one here, Radwan. So this one means you got to stop on either of this. So you don't stop on both of them, or you don't stop on, you have to stop on one. So is that you stop on Raib or you stop on Fihi, but you don't stop on both at the same time. So Ridwan, practice this. This ayah, okay, is in Surah Al-Baqarah. So read the ayah. Aside from you implementing the rules of Tajweed there, I want to see you practicing the rules of pausing and stopping him. Now, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه هدى للمتقين.
Okay, so you've not pronounced the rule there. So you're gonna stop. So one of the rule of stopping when you stop is a letter that you stop on. So if the letter is having a fatha or is having a kasra or the letter is having a dhamma, right? Or you see the letter having a kasratani or the letter is having a dhammatani. Anytime you stop on a letter, like here we require you to stop on one of this, and you see that letter is having a fatha or a kasra or a dhamma, or the letter is having a kasratani or it's having a dhammatani. So what are you gonna do? Who knows what to do when you stop on a letter and they are having any of this? Do you guys remember when I told what I told you what to do? What do you give to that last letter that you want to stop on? If that letter is having any of these symbols, what do you do? Who knows what to do? What do you give that letter that you want to stop on that has any of this? What do you do? What do you give it? You give it a sukun, right? You give that letter a sukun. So that is say the last letter that you want to stop on, though that letter might have a fatha, a kasra, a dhamma, a kasratani, or a dhammatani, you got to give it a sukun. So it's called the afsaku sukun to shorten the sound of it. So here you say, ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ. So you're not saying fihi, you're giving the he a sukun. Fihi. See? Or you can say La Raib. ذلك. So you can read this ayah in two formats. So you can say ذلك الكتاب لا ريب. لا ريب. So you stop on that ba, but you give it a sukun. And whenever a ba is having a sukun, it echoes out. Right? Have you guys heard of qalqala before? Qalqala.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. So qalqala is when you give some letter echo sound, right? You give them echo sound. So there are 5 of those letters. Ba, qa, to, ba, jim, dal, right? Qa, to, ba, jadin. Qa, ta, ba, jim, and dal. So a ba, when it has a sukun like this, it's gonna get echo. So it's either you having a sukun naturally on it, or you give it a sukun because it's stopping on it. So Khalid, what do you do to a letter when you stop on it and they have any of this symbol? What do you give that last letter that you want to stop on? What do you give to it?
Sukun.
A sukun, right? Okay, so you say ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ هُدًى لِلْمُتَّقِينَ. right? So you not just recite everything like that straight away. You say ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه هدى للمتقين. So this is هدى. So you don't say hudan, right? Because this is a tanween here. This is called idgham. We're gonna learn that later on. We've learned that previously in this class, in this weekly lessons. The videos have been done earlier on, maybe 2 months ago or something like that. So this is called idgham here. You don't do tanween here. So you say hudan. So you cancel the tanween because the lam is a letter that will cancel a tanween if it comes right after a tanween. So hudan lil muttaqin. So read the ayah, Ridwan, read the ayah again. So ذلك الكتاب.
ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه.
Good. Read the last part.
Sorry.
Read the last part of it.
هدى للمتقين.
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 Yeah. So the ta having a shadda. So in a smosh, a letter is having a shadda. So you know shadda, right? Khalid, Aliyah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know a shadda, right?
Yeah.
It looks like a W sound, right? It's W shape, right? So
Mm-hmm.
when you see it on the letter, it means you double the letter sound. So the letter sound is going to be doubled. So هدى للمتقين للمتقين. So when you see a shadda on the letter, it means you're pronouncing the letter twice. So the ta having the shadda means the ta is pronouncing twice. So it means the first letter, the first ta is pronounced with what? With a sukun. It's silently pronounced. And the second ta is pronounced with a fatha. That's the meaning of that shadda there. So you cannot pronounce that shadda of the ta unless you assume you're pronouncing like this. Lil mut. So you're already pronouncing the ta silently before you pronouncing the second ta out. Lil muttaqin. Say it, try it out, Ridwan.
للمتقين.
Yeah. Lil muttaqin. Now, great guys. So you see that? Great job, Ridwan. So, Aliyah. So
Yes.
here now you got two symbols here. You got this one that looks like a sword. It's called sila. You got another thing here. So as we've shown here earlier, the sword means that it's better not to stop.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime you see the sword on a word, it means what? This one here, the sila. It means you don't stop. It's better not to stop. So it's better to continue. So it's better to continue, not to stop. And if you're seeing a sin as well on the second word after it, it means it's paused slightly. So read the ayah, practicing those two rules. Man, Ali, I got more work. You got to apply two rules, right? So read the ayah, Ali. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. كلا بل رأنا لا يأكل
على. This is gonna be على. The ya is not having the mad.
على قلوبهم ما كانوا يكسبوا
يك.
أو يكسبون.
Yeah. ما كانوا يكسبون. So good job, Aliyah. So the noon, though is having a fatha, because it's gonna be stopped on, you give it a sukun. So here, كلا بل. كلا بل. That's how you pronounce it. So you're pausing on the sin, on the bell slightly. كلا بل ران على قلوبهم ما كانوا يكسبون. Okay. كلا بل ران على قلوبهم ما كانوا يكسبون. There's a rule here we're going to learn that. Avoid talked about it before, I believe. Meme sakin, a silent meme. So this one is gonna be, you're gonna do for like 2 counts on it. على قلوبهم ما كانوا يكسبون كلا بل ران على قلوبهم ما كانوا يكسبون. So guys, do you benefit from this class at all? Does it make sense at all? Does it make, do you learn anything?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about Khalid? Do you learn anything from the class?
Yes.
Okay, so let's have a quiz. So we have more examples. If you guys can, check and see the Quran yourself when you read, you see them. So this is a lamb. This one is indicating do not stop, right? You will not stop here. And this meme here is indicating that you must stop. إنما يستجيب الذين يسمعون والموتى so this is باء قلقلة يبعثهم الله ثم إليه يرجعون. So this one here, it means you don't stop on this here. ويقول الذين آمنوا أهؤلاء الذين أقسموا بالله جهد أيمانهم. So this one is long. So what you do, you can stop on the first letter before it, or you want to continue from few words after it, before you can continue to the next one. So let me read again. ويقول الذين آمنوا أهؤلاء الذين أقسموا بالله جهد أيمانهم إنهم لمعكم. Right? So you want to try your best to avoid stopping on any way you see the lamp. Okay? So that's kind of like a little bit of practice and understanding of the rules. And let's kind of quickly do this quiz so that we can round up the meeting with that short lesson goal that will benefit from this class today. So I'll share you guys the screen. You guys can do it together. You don't have to do it separately. If you can do that, it's fine. If not, you can do it on the same account, just to kind of revise some basic things we've learned. I'm pulling up the quiz, guys. Hang up. Sorry, no. Wait for 1 minute. Let me load this up. Okay, it's coming on. You guys do Kahoot at school, right?
Yes.
For math or what? I know you guys. A lot of people use it for math at school.
Yeah, mostly math.
Mostly math. So you guys don't use for any other things?
Science.
Sciences? Oh, okay. Yeah. So I think it can be used for virtually any kind of learning. Even if you have parties, right? You can use it as a quiz for parties. You want to have fun with your party attendees.
Yes.
Okay. Just put in the code and let's have it done right now. 5 questions, and you guys will be done. You can all sign in with the same account, with the same device, or just go quickly through it.
Let me sing that video.
Okay, so let's try to join.
Okay.
Leah is in. Okay,
What was this?
You said what? Carly said something?
26.
Okay, so the queen is
7263018.
3018, yeah? Oh, Carly, want to join up? Want to join, please? Oh, here you go, Carly's in.
I don't want to be a unicorn. So a lot of
Oh, okay.
Gwen.
So guys, let's go. So it's 5 questions. So it's kind of like rounding up the lesson and make sure you guys understood anything from the class.
Ready
2,
to get
3,
beat?
1. So the question goes this. So we stop and pause some Quran to rest our breath. to leave our Quran, to abandon our Quran?
Easy. Easy. Easy.
Okay. So to rest our breath. So resting the breath is part of those things I mentioned to you guys, right?
Oh, you got
Resting the breath, pausing for emphasis, pausing because it's a tradition of recitation, and pausing because you wanna give complete meaning to the Quran.
Leah got it wrong.
The compulsory stopping is meant to avoid studying the meaning of Quran. Is that true?
Right?
All right, a compulsory stopping. So what symbol what symbol do you guys see that we use for compulsory stopping?
So I'll make the meaning of the Quran like clear, like you're
Yeah,
not
so
just
yeah, what symbol would you see that would denote compulsory stopping from what we learned today? What symbol is that going to be? What symbol would denote compulsory stopping?
second. Hey,
Like,
no.
like a meme. A meme is the one that will make compulsory stopping effective. So when you see a meme on top of a word, something, a meme, small meme symbol will denote compulsory stopping. Understood?
Mhm.
Right? A meme will denote compulsory stopping. And a lam alif will denote,
7 types of stopping words.
right? So a lam will denote what? Will not stop, right? So how many signs we said we learned today?
Wait, but it said there's 7 types of stopping signs, but
There
some of
is.
no, but some of the signs are saying continue, not stopping.
So this the entire rule is called the alamatul waqf, the rules of stopping, right? So some of them denote do not stop, some of them denote stop, some of them denote, so it's a general rule entirely they call it. You said what?
Huh?
It's a general rule they call it, alamatul waqf. So it means the rules of stopping. Some of them means stop, some of them means pause, but it's generally called the rules of stopping. Okay, so among the reasons we stop in recitation is to give emphasis, yeah or not? To give emphasis, like the one Khalid read earlier.
Obviously.
وَقِيلَ مَنْ وَقِيلَ مَنْ رَاقٍ, right? It's emphasis. Okay, so the last question.
Okay.
The stopping symbol means compulsory stopping. Oh, that's the question I asked you earlier. The stopping symbol does it mean compulsory stopping or not? When you
Yes.
see a meme,
Obviously.
yeah, so the meme symbol means compulsory stopping. So you guys not know now, at least if you don't know if you don't know all of the the meaning of each of those symbols, you know now that those symbols that you see in the word of the Quran, they mean something. Okay? They mean something. So all those symbols that you see mean something. So either they mean stop, or they mean stop, or they mean do not stop. Or Khalid win the game, right?
Yes.
Great. Yeah, next time, guys, I will see you next week. Go to your Quran and check over this and confirm those rules of stopping. You can watch the video back and learn from it. Someone.
Well, Leah, can I say something to you?
Assalamu alaikum. Bye, everyone.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.